All right, let's play some Pioneer. Magic's savior of a format. Pioneer is everything I've wanted for a very, very long time. So, we got Bant Spell Queller here. So this was a build-around submission for Spell Queller. And Spell Queller pairs well with both of our 3-mana Planeswalkers in this deck. So, Teferi Time Raveler, notably his static text, makes it so that if they kill Spell Queller while Teferi is out, they do not get to recast their spell that was under Spell Queller, because Teferi says your opponent can't cast spells while things are on the stack, and Spell Queller's trigger is on the stack. This also works well because it means if you have Spell Queller and play with a spell under it, you can play Teferi and bounce your own Spell Queller, denying your opponent the card that's underneath it, which is great. Spell Queller also pairs well with Oko because unlike cards like Glass Casket or Deputy of Detention, Spell Queller notably here is 2 separate triggers. And what this means is, it means if we elk our own Spell Queller, our opponent then does not get their spell back because it's 2 separate triggers here. The rest of this deck is, I've got the food package here to accelerate out a 3-drop, so I've got Gilded Goose and Wicked Wolf to pair with it. Brazen Borrower has just been excellent in absolutely everything I've stuffed it into. And I was looking for another card to fill out the top end of my curve, and I'm excited to try Avacyn. Archangel Avacyn here, 4/4 Indestructible Flash. Just Vigilance, it provides a little bit of protection for our threats and also closes very quickly in the air. So let's dive into some matches here with this and see how it goes. The people who are wondering why Pioneers on Arena fundamentally don't understand how software development works. Wizard of the Coast is struggling to make Arena functional, to make it not crash every 90 minutes, to like just do the base level of stuff with it. Expecting them to add a whole bunch of old cards to it is completely unrealistic and nonsensical. Maybe once they figure out how to like actually make the core of the software not be crap, we can talk about things like that. But at this current point in time, expecting this format on Arena is incredibly unrealistic. Yeah, the thing you should be asking Wizards of the Coast regarding older formats on Arena is you should be asking them why. You should be asking them why Historic is not supported on Arena. That's something that's very easily within their capability to do. I have no idea. I hope they do something with Historic. I think if Wizards doesn't do something with Historic on Arena, the platform is basically a throwaway platform for just Standard. So I hope that's not the case. I hope they're planning to do more. Okay, so they played Cathartic Reunion here, discarding 2 cards to draw 3 cards. They binned a Rogue Refiner and an Emrakul the Promised End. So it looks like the opponent's playing Marvel here, which actually means this Teferi's great, because Teferi prevents Marvel from casting a spell. I think Wizards could and should add support for Historic to Arena. There's no reason why Historic can't have the same level of support that Pioneer currently has. There's no reason we can't have Historic Grand Prix and Historic Players Tour events and Historic PTQs and actual support for this other non-rotating format. I agree. The lack of non-rotating format support on Arena currently makes it feel like it's just Duels of the Planeswalkers 2.0. Yes, this Friday is the third Pioneer PTQ in a row. The format's been out for 3 weeks. Alright, so they named Attune with the Aether, and they bricked out a bunch of lands. Alright, so I'm going to start by plussing this. I think I'm just like making this an elk. I'm going to once upon a time hopefully find a land here. Perfect. And then we'll shock this in. I can make another food with this. I don't think I want to bounce this. I think I just want to kill this with my food tokens. I'm not sure the player base can support all these formats. Disagree. I also think you could push Historic as a primarily digital format too. That's also a possibility. The Magic Arena player base can definitely support that many formats. Not close. WotC's failure with Historic meant I went from budgeting $100 a month to back complete standard decks to literally not updating their client anymore. Yeah, you're not alone on that. I mean, Magic's not going anywhere long term. Like, Magic's gonna be here. Like, the people thinking there's some long-term Magic's going away, I think that's some nonsense. Really don't expect that to be the case. I do think Arena's health in the long term could be in jeopardy. I think Arena seems like it could end up another pump and dump where you put a bunch of resources into it, cash out the piggy banks, and then like dump it and just continue investing into Magic Online for whatever reason. I'm salty. I haven't seen Red, Black, Midrange, and Pioneer yet. Have some democracy. Sounds good. I appreciate the support. They keep lightening my food, chat. I mean, it feels abundantly clear from Wizards of the Coast decision making at this point that the intention of Arena is to be a standard only platform. I think if you are putting money into Arena, expecting it to be more than just standard, you are wasting your money and unrealistic at this point. In my opinion, it feels like Arena is not intended to ever be anything more than just standard. And whether or not that's good, bad, sad, otherwise, that's just their actions speak louder than their words, and that feels like what their actions are saying to me. As someone who put a lot of money into Arena, and I mean, honestly, if standard content stays okay, I'm going to continue putting money into Arena to make content, but I am sad that I put money into Arena and it's not going to end up being for a non-rotating format support. Wormamonger, thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. All right, well, let's make a food. I think I'm gonna swap them this food for their Rogue Refiner here. And then I'm gonna go ahead and Teferi bounce their food. Now, this is pessimistic, but as a summary in my mind, standard is dumpster fire, Arena feels like pump and dump, Modern is degenerate in every way. The only budget accessible formats at this point that are actually thriving are Pioneer and Commander. Yeah. We've not played Marvel on stream, no. Oh, I'd bet I'm in some smaller percentage than that, Blur. The amount of cosmetics that are on my account, I would bet I'm like in some tiny fraction of a percent as far as people who put money into Arena. I suppose this downtick means they could go Marvel into Wild Slash this. Thanks for the 3 months, Ender. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I mean, so one of the things people don't seem to understand is that casual Magic has always been and always will be the most popular part of Magic the Gathering as a game. That's just a fact. So I have, they're dead, right? This is like, make this a thing. This is 9, 13, 14. I can make food and sacrifice it to here. And like, Commander is just the next step of casual Magic. Like, people who are here on Twitch have a skewed, biased view of what Magic is, because just by the very nature of the fact that you know Magic exists on Twitch and you actively seek it out to watch it, puts you in a very small subset of Magic players as a whole. Most people who play Magic have no idea what Twitch is and will never end up, or even if they know what Twitch is, they'll never end up here watching Magic here, because that's not why they play Magic. That's not how they play Magic. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Like, casual Magic has always been the driving force behind this game. I think I want these Mystic Disputes. It counters Rogue Refiner and Tamiyo for 1 mana. It also can pay 3 to counter like an Ugin or something. Do I want Knight for Marvel? I almost feel like I don't. Maybe Knight's better than Brazen Borrower. Yeah, I can see that. I think I want some Avacyn to kill them at the top end. I'm gonna try this. Yeah, that seems great. Cause it's a sneaper keeper, do 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 do, sneep papa, keep papa, do 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 do, do 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 do. I'm considering buying into Pioneer and Paper. I play a lot of Abzan variants and Old Standards. Abzan, a place to start looking for something competitive in the realm. Thanks for your content. Well, I mean, for starters, as someone who doesn't believe in lying to people, the actual answer is we just don't know. Pioneer is being aggressively managed. And we don't know what's good right now, and we don't know what's going to be good, 2 weeks from now. The format needs to develop. It takes months for a standard format to shake out. It's going to take longer than that for this format to shake out, even without bans. There was an Abzan aggressive deck that did well at the first NRG tournament. So if you're looking for an Abzan deck, I would probably recommend starting there. But again, I would be hesitant to tell you that anything is good, bad, or otherwise until the format develops more. Thanks for the sub, Gifty Slemon. Hope you're having a wonderful Monday wherever you're at. When is Aether Gust better than Negate in the sideboard of your blue deck? So in this format specifically, I think Aether Gust tends to be very good. And part of the reason that I think that is because, what's the word that I'm searching for? My mouth is mush. Part of the reason I think it's very good at the moment is it's good against the red aggro decks as a removal spell / pseudo tempo spell. It also takes Wilderness Reclamation off the table, which is a big deal. That feels good. Get out of here. Inquire why Avacyn is in here. Avacyn is an evasive threat that closes the game quickly. Is the TLDR and why Avacyn is a Magic the Gathering card that we are playing. Hey, thanks for the 3 months, Lyrics. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. It also provides protection and a pseudo sweeper. The purpose of the deck list on my website is to provide you a place where you can always find my latest preferred iterations of deck lists. I feel like I need to just put that on every page on the website. I'm going to make a note to do that. I'm just going to like go update all 50 pages and put that on all of them. I usually play your Blue-Red Wizard deck in Modern, and I love it. Do you think the core pieces could be playable in Pioneer? Yeah, probably. Take half hour tonight and do that. That question happens a lot. The purpose of my website was to make that a case where I like keep deck lists constantly up to date, and it always ends up like the person that just asked that question, you're far from the first person to ask that question. As a question that gets asked constantly. Because there really aren't other things like that. That's fair. And putting that on every page is not going to prevent all of the questions, but hopefully it will prevent some of them. I'm going to take Elvish Mystic, even though it can just die. Hey, Death Shadow, thanks for the half a year of support. Derp Herder. That's basically, that could be the description of a Twitch streamer. Like, you manage Twitch chat. Like, Derp Herder is an accurate description of what I do, basically. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hooglandia. So here's, as someone who wants to be a realist and not just a straight up pessimist, they had announced, when they originally announced Historic, that we would be getting support for it in December. If we don't see real support for Historic come December, that would be when I would say, hey, you should probably just expect it's not coming. So, if they give us a full Historic ranked ladder in December, maybe there's hope, you know? Sir, where do you see yourself in 3 to 4 years? Master Derp Herder. Yep. Maybe I'm supposed to eat the Rabble Master there. Woof. Supposed to eat the Rabble Master there. Oh, they're just trading? Okay. I guess I'm going to 5. It's pretty low. It's a bad die roll to lose. We're just dead, right? Because they get to activate Castle. Was not a good die roll to lose, chat. I'd recommend winning more die rolls. You'll win more games. Brazen Borrower seems real bad here. Teferi seems kind of medium. I think Spell Queller is still fine because like a 2/3 is fine in this board, on these board states. Yeah, right. Well, to be fair to Mose, the reason why they announced Historic when they did is because they had to. Because they had to tell people that there was going to be something to do with their cards. The reason why they have Historic and Pioneer is very simple. Wizards of the Coast, as a company, has a fundamental problem with a lack of communication and coordination between their various departments. And the paper team and the digital teams did not work together to coordinate their multiple formats in a way that made sense from a consumer perspective. That is the answer to why we have both Pioneer and Historic. Plain and simple. Hey, thanks for the 11 months, Amain. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hey, look, we were on the play this game and we're gonna get him. Weird how that works. Historic was the only money I was putting into Arena. I got. Yeah, I don't think you're alone in that feeling. I think Wizards of the Coast has severely underestimated how important non-rotating formats are to people who play Magic. Thanks for the half a year, mates. I appreciate that. Welcome back. You know what? I'm going to go into my settings. I'm changing the minimum cheer requirement on the channel to 50 cents. Yeah, you can still cheer as a non-sub. If people want to be idiots, they can give me at least $50 to be an idiot. Thanks for the 7 months, Stagal. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I actually searched cornfield time to see when you would go live. That's great. From my understanding, sub tokens are this weird workaround so you can buy things, then subscribe from iOS, I think. We played 2.5 matches of Modern before I gave up, thank you. Format is rancid. I'm doing all right, Monster Man. Jim Davis has suggested that WotC should have announced that Arena would support Pioneer in a couple years and progressively add older sets until Historic's just Pioneer. Sure. I think in a perfect world, that sounds like a great solution. I think in reality, where I currently live, where Wizard of the Coast is incapable of delivering even an acceptable standard experience on Magic Arena, expecting them to backcode a bunch of sets is incredibly unrealistic. I think... Oh, you know what? This makes tokens not be able to block, right? I'm dumb. Let's get rid of these. Have some clues. I just give you Beza bucks and leave my phone running while I get ready for work so I can randomly highlight useless messages. Perfect. Yeah, we didn't even lose all of our matches. We went 1-1 in matches played. Johnny Boy, cashing in that tier 3 sub. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. It took a decade to get all the sets in Magic Online. I don't actually know. That's something we could look up. Can anybody out there have the actual stat on how long it took them to get all the sets on Magic Online? That's definitely a stat we can look up. All right, so this block trades here. This eats here. I take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I'm gonna throw away a goose to gain 5. This is not trample, right? Nope. The big reason I like Pioneer is lack of consistent unconditional removal. For example, using Deck and Stone. Yeah, I agree, Lord Aaron. I think the fact that the quality of the answer in this format is lower makes the format better. Yeah, there are a small number of cards that have been backcoded into Arena. Oh, you know what? I didn't bring in my Aether Gust, did I? That was a pretty big mistake. Let's cut this Teferi time, Raveler. Easy swap. The Hoagland highlight video made me realize how much time I spent on this channel. I was there for literally every single one. They threw me for a loop that one of them was like way back even into the hex frame, right? Yeah, I have no idea, Archon. All I know is fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Like I feel like I've been fooled enough times and I'm like not holding my breath for anything real with Historic. They rolled that back, be rich. Pile drive me daddy. I think I just trade here. I think with the texture of my hand here, we just trade off aggressively. Okay, huh. So I'm definitely shocking this in. I think I'm just playing Skews this turn. I'm like gonna start growing this up. You want me to deck in stone too? Yeah, maybe I am supposed to deck in stone too. You think if the 2-1 wildcard shenanigans had remained, Historic could have had real support? Yeah, I do think the fact that, like, they rolled back the wildcard support means that they likely want to support Historic less. Do I want a deck in stone here? Yeah, I probably do. Hey, Deroses, thank you for the 11 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think we just food Wolf here now, right? It's like Wolf, eat your pile driver, play a tapped land. Yeah, there could be argument to shocking this in so I can get this up to a 4/4 this turn. I don't know if that's necessary. So MTGO released in June of 2002. I believe the last set for older cards was Tempest Remastered on May 6, 2015. That's a big stretch. And for reference, every Legacy Legal card is not present on Magic Online. There are technically a small subset of cards that are legacy legal that don't exist on Moto. So it took them 13 years to backcode all of Magic's library onto Moto. What are those cards? Most of them aren't playable, but they're from an actually perspective, they exist, or don't exist, I guess you could say. Shaharazad's not legacy legal. I mean, I don't assume salt. Like, they could have had something come up, their pizza could be finished, their doorbell rang, their toddler knocked their drink over. Lots of reasons other than sodium that they could be. Yeah, that's true too. Like, it took them 13 years to backcode all of Magic into Magic Online, and that doesn't include having to program arenas, having to program animations, right? Which is a real big deal. Sure. Yes, they've been slowly adding animations to Arena as they've gone. That is correct. Take these Bezo bucks and don't stop doing the work you're doing. Give us fools something to watch. Thanks for the 14 months, Playhu. Welcome back. I agree that my number one ask for Magic Online would be an auto tapper. Would be my number one most requested feature. Should we expect a ban today? I think you probably should. Rhiannon, thank you for the 12 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think the people who think that 1 week of data is not enough data for them to make an educated decision, I think are greatly underestimating the amount of games that get played on Magic Online every week. Yeah, I'm supposed to play Knight of Autumn there. Although I guess I have Avacyn to like flash in here and get him. Do you have any predictions for the ban? Not really. Wizards isn't super consistent with a lot of their decision making. So like trying to make predictions tends to be kind of medium. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and gain 3 here because they can just sacrifice this token to the Trash Master to eat my food every turn anyways. So I think I'd rather just like gain some life with it here. Maybe I'm supposed to start attacking them here. I'll start attacking next turn once I can hold Avacyn up. Yeah, I agree. With how aggressive last week's ban were, I'm expecting more. And I don't think that's unreasonable, honestly. They did not say they were not adding new cards to Historic. The quote in the Historic update is that we will start adding new cards to Historic in November. I'm pretty sure they had an updated flowchart, Lucas Dragon, that changed that detail. Like, there were several updates with stuff surrounding Historic. That's an aggressive attack. They updated that part to say to be determined, if that was something they wanted to do or not, from my understanding. Alright, so they have no cards in hand. So I get to do this. This eats this. This eats this. This trades here. This chump blocks here. I take 12. Oh, actually, this'll trade here because they're gonna lose the Trashmaster bonus. So there's a good chance, Lucas Dragon, that they just don't know what they're doing if they're sending mixed messages in the same article. This is taking 12 down to 7, and then they're in a position where they can no longer win. So we'll go this, make a food, sack the food to the wolf, damage. We go to 7. My Scavenging Ooze now has infinite food. Someone asked how I feel about Scavenging Ooze this form. I think it's fine. It's a playable magic card. I think there's enough random graveyard decks in this format that Scooze is super good. Can you put my tier 3 sum to some blue-red catnip? Does that mean Eldrazi? Just to confirm. Sounds good, Johnny boy. Nope, this is just how Moto always runs Full Metal. It's a feature. Moto has 1 speed. That's not true. Moto has Molasses and Molasses Plus. I think I'm supposed to play out the other Ooze here. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. Do 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 do. And we've been live for less than 2 hours, so that's fine. We can go 4 or 5 hours without restarting Moto. This isn't arena chat. We can go 4 or 5 hours before we have to restart it. If you really wanted to be aggressive, you attack with the Goose. Now, I want the Goose as a blocker just in case. Avacyn makes it indestructible. Man, this Goblin's opponent's like a real trooper, chat. They're just like, they will survive. Hey, hey. Do 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 do. Do you have any opinions on Stream Decker versus Cardboard Live? Yeah, Stream Decker has better integrations. So, like, Stream Decker has a WordPress plugin, so, like, all those wonderful deck lists that you see up on my website, those are handled by Stream Decker. From a visual perspective, I prefer the visual look of Stream Decker as well, but that's super subjective. Scavenging Abyss, yep. Alright, quick 2-0 start here with Bant good cards. Bant playables. Modern is awful. There's a reason why nobody's submitting Modern next to be played. The format is rancid. Struggling to decide whether or not I should sell my paper cards and buy into Moto. What are your thoughts? My thoughts on digital versus paper Magic are always simple. If you're playing Magic as a social outlet, then digital can never do that. If you're playing Magic as a purely competitive endeavor to play games and learn things, you will be able to play far more games digitally than you could ever dream of playing in paper. Thanks for the 2/3 of a year, Quintus. Welcome back. Gendy, instead of telling you you're right or wrong, can you do some basic math for me? Can you check out this mana math article and tell me why our mana base, it's good to cut dual lands for colorless lands? If you want to indirectly give me your Prime sub after you are given a gift sub, you can go drop your Prime off on my wife's channel there. She streams on occasion. It's been a hot second, but she does occasionally do that. But otherwise feel free to drop it off somewhere else. No worries. You're here either way. Turn to Loco. Now that looks like an elk to me, so everybody just come and see it's a +1, not a -3. How'd I get past Watsy's RND? Hey! Alright, I'm gonna make a food token this turn, because in this format, other than Once Upon a Time, there's no free spells, so I don't have to worry about this thing in the ice flipping this turn. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save my Oko some loyalty. Deer! Huh. So do I... I think I'd rather get Scavenging Ooze down. I think I'd rather just eat their bin, because there's a chance they flip Phoenix into play next turn. If I don't play Scavenging Ooze. Yeah, I think if they hadn't discarded the Phoenix to a Thrilla possibility here, I'd hang tight, but like getting to like exile a Phoenix and like take an instant or sorcery out of their bin here is really appealing. So I think I want to do this. Yeah, exactly. We can still eat the elk next turn anyways. And like Oko's at 7, so if they have like a fiery temper here or a lightning axe, I expect the Scavenging Ooze to die. But that's fine, it already took a Phoenix with it. Yeah, I agree. I think Ooze is very, very reasonable. I think if you're playing a green creature deck, you have Once Upon a Time in your deck, you should probably have some Scavenging Oozes. Alright, well, didn't get fiery tempered, so that's nice. Strategic planning, yep, sign me up. Honestly, I might just, like, turn my food token into an elk and just hammer their graveyard with my Scavenging Ooze next turn. Just, like, make their treasure cruises super awkward. Oko's Madness was a Watsy experiment to see how bad Magic can be and still have people play for cosmetics. I would like to thank all almost 1,200 people who are here hanging out today. We are currently the most watched channel in the Magic the Gathering section here on Twitch. Thank you for being a part of that while we play here on Magic's premier play client, Magic the Gathering Online. And I'm doing this now because you can't respond to them delving. So I want to just hammer this ASAP. I'm going to go ahead and attack with this because I'm not blocking. Now, you'll notice I left 2 cards in their bin. And the reason for this is Treasure Cruise costs 8. So my opponent's going to play their 5th land next turn, and even if they play their 5th land, they still can't treasure cruise with just 2 cards in their bin. So leaving up 1 for the Scavenging Ooze here allows me to eat a Phoenix should they ditch a Phoenix and want to try and bring it back in the same turn. MTG Viking, thanks for the 7 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. This is Magic's premier play client. The truth ain't always nice. You can play multiple major Magic tournaments every single week on Magic: The Gathering Online. You can play a major Magic tournament on Magic Arena once every 3 months. All right, so when this resolves, they're going to have 5 cards in their bin, which means if they play an untapped land, they could treasure cruise. So there's a chance I'm supposed to eat something in response here. The downside is, if they have a 3rd Arclight Phoenix here, they could potentially get Arclight Phoenix back into play this turn. They've already gone through 2 Arclight Phoenixes and only a single Treasure Cruise, so I think I'm going to eat a card in response here, because they're more likely to have a 2nd Treasure Cruise than a 3rd Arclight Phoenix. They discarded double Arclight Phoenix. Magic's an incredibly low variance game, chat. Renad, thank you for the 4 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Magic's a really high variance game. You're gonna play a lot of games in Magic where you make no wrong decisions and you lose the game or get punished anyways. It's just how this works. I am happy with my decision. I talked through my choice. Italian Gaming, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. I appreciate you keeping me around. Just play another blue source out here, so I have triple blue with Brazen Borrower next turn, potentially. I'm not blocking with the Scavenging Ooze, so I'm just going to attack them here. Putting them under a real clock seems good, too. Yeah, I think we're in a fine spot. I think, like, we got punished for making a probabilistic play, and, like, we're still ahead, right? Definitely feel ahead at the moment. Wiggin, thanks for the 13 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. So I think I'm supposed to just pass here. I don't know, maybe this is bad. If they have 2 instants here, I get in trouble. No, they have to have 3 instants, right? They have to go 1, 2, 3 to flip all of it. Okay, so yeah, I think this is fine. They have to have 3 instants here, which they could have. Oh, I tapped wrong. That's awkward. Wow. Okay. Sweet. I was not expecting. Sure. Yeah. Deal. Yeah, I was expecting another instant there. The fact they were just like, nothing go is like, huge. Alright, so they're obligated to chump block Scavenging Ooze here. This has been a good game of Magic. Good, clean living. No, I want to elk their thing just so they can't randomly play a bunch of stuff out and flip it. They could chain like Treasure Cruise and stuff together to like make the thing flip here. Brazen Borrower notably can't block non-flyers, but it can block this Phoenix, so. And they're out of birds, right? Like they've got 3 birds in exile here. This is why we elked the thing. Oh. My face is the place, eh? Alright, and they're taking a boat right here. Can you elk a Darksteel Citadel? You can, in fact, silly cheese. Well, that bodes well for our hero. I am not going to use the Scavenging Ooze here because if they have a Lightning Axe, I lose my Goose. So elk this attack. This forces double blocks. So chump plus go to 1 here. Sure. Oh, you know what? I could have found a... Alright, well, we didn't find that anyways. I could have found a thing there, though. I could have found a Spell Queller there. I'm gonna eat this now, so it's not dead to a Lightning Axe. When we go to eat next time. Go. Yeah, the food token from the Goose here should be lights out. It means they don't really have a chance to get me anymore, because I can gain 4 more on demand here, going up to 11. Gosh, this Treasure Cruise card is really oppressive, chat. Don't you think it needs to be banned? I'm really hoping this is a format where Dig and Treasure Cruise get to live. I think those cards are super reasonable here. Opponent just has like 17 cards left in their deck. We've literally just played through their entire deck. It's kind of sick. What time is the ban list update? It's not scheduled. This is a little awkward, but it is what it is. Are there bans expected today? I expect there to be bans today. Based on how aggressive they were last week, I'll bet we'll see more bans today. After lunch, yeah. After lunch. Good morning to Candio, by the way. I've caught a couple of your evening streams the last couple weeks. You played some sweet things. That Cat Oven deck you were playing the other night with the 5/5 demon was really slick. I think I want to cut Time Raveler here. This could also be a Spell Queller out matchup. Maybe Spell Queller's worse than Time Raveler here. I like being able to tempo Thing in the Ice. I think being able to reset things really important. Kind of land on the draw? Nah, I think that's greedy. Yeah, Herald of Anguish, that's the one. I think this is how I want to board. Over under on Forest Ban. Lol. This hand's great. Buy its stuff. People passage in their blue-red deck seems weird. Time Raveler turning off Madness is a good thing to point out. Yeah, I think I'd rather have Time Raveler than Spell Queller in this matchup. So I think I would actually rather just make a food with Gilded Goose this turn because it's more resource efficient. This is game 2. We are up a game. Morning, Danon. For regulars here, my schedule is posted for the week. We're not doing any standard this week. However, people who have been missing standard content, next week there is a Twitch Rivals tournament that is standard constructed on the 19th and the 20th, which will be post-ban standard. So hopefully we'll be doing 2 long days of standard next week because I will make day 2 of that tournament. Fingers crossed. How do you get into those Rivals things? You gotta have a hookup. Although they said this one, they're gonna open it up to anybody who's partnered. Anybody who's partnered or affiliated. Whoa, just got by auto-passing. I thought I pressed my one that lets me respond. I pressed F6 by mistake. So I should have made a food there at end of turn, but I messed it up. So we're down a food, which is unfortunate. They did. I think I'm just gonna Temple Guard and pass here. I think there's a good chance they have like a Mystic Dispute or something here. I'd rather not jam Oko into that. We'll just have Opt. I'm a little sad. I think I'm just like end step Brazen Borrowing if they don't give us anything to bounce. If they put like a bird or a thing in the ice in play, I'm just gonna go ahead and petty theft that, but... And like they're just like sitting here spinning their tires, but they're not really accomplishing anything, right? So like they have 7 cards in their hand, but like I have 5 in mine, and my cards are like pretty good. My favorite 2 or 3 color combination. Like every casual Magic the Gathering player, my favorite 3 color combination is Teamer. Remember that sick read on the Mystic Dispute earlier? Pepperidge Farm remembers. Alright. Charm me, daddy. I don't think I can just, like, not make a play here. So I think I just want to jam. Aether Gust. Top, please. I feel attack. Teamer is cool. Teamer's great. Just, you know, you gotta understand. That's the casual Magic player answer. Can I celebrate my streak of talking privileges by having them take it away for 10 minutes? Of course, Aztecs. We got you. It's a bird. Maybe I'll regret this for Shillionaire, but put this towards Steamer, Oko, and Pioneer. Will do, Navier. Will do. They can probably just get that bird back, but, like, this forces them to take game actions next turn, and, like, having a Wicked Wolf in play, like, gives me some real pressure, which is nice. Sure. I'm excited for not having that food to come back and bite us here. Alright, so we're going to 7 here, but I get to untap and deck in stone these 2 Phoenixes. So, like, that's nice. I'm just going to play Scavenging Ooze because it's resource efficient here. Hey, Ben Green, thanks for the 2 months of support there. I appreciate that. We're shipping your Prime back this way again. Honestly, if I had that extra food that I messed up not making, I might just cash it in to make this wolf a 6/6 here to get them on a 3-turn clock on just the wolf. If they play and flip Thing in the Ice in the same turn, we could maybe be in trouble. Just because even if I play Oko and Elk it, like I'm still at 7. Yep. Hey, Mitmuka. Yeah. Yeah, this deck's definitely got a flashy element to it, which is fun. I like Grixis. Have you met Enchantmans? What a rude thing to say. Have you met my friend the Enchantment? Alright, so they have 4 Phoenixes in the top half of their deck again here. I guess maybe I'm supposed to, like, upkeep this Avacyn or main phase it. I could also be right to just sack the food here. If I get killed by, like, a counterspell plus a burn spell this tier. They could, like, dispute me and then wild slash me for lethal. They do have 4 cards. Yeah, this might be wrong. Maybe I'm supposed to just, like, play Oko, make a food, eat a food this turn. Yeah, I think that's probably the line, actually. I think I messed this up. Yeah, Axe plus Temper does it too. Yeah, I think I'm supposed to play Oko, make a food, eat a food here. Would not be surprised if we die. So they had Mystic Dispute, and they used Lightning Axe discarding Mystic Dispute instead. So I assume I'm dead. He played Thing in the Ice. Am I not dead? Oh, they wanted more cards than they've been to Treasure Cruise with. Sure, that makes sense. So we're dead now. And you know, it's actually really interesting. Like, remember when I talked about that extra food that I missed? If I had missed that food, I'd have a lethal Wicked Wolf here, and they'd be forced to chump block, which would be a big deal. Instead, they are not forced to chump block. They're probably flipping this next turn anyways, and it doesn't really matter, but, you know, things to note. Oh, they're jump blocking anyways. Interesting. With these clues especially. I assume we're dead here. That's fine. We get to take game 3 on the play. We could have stolen one of their creatures. Alright, it's impressive to me how people think Oko is just like one of the best cards in the history of Magic, and people just like constantly don't know what its text box is. It's just gosh darn impressive how many people don't know like what the actual text on this card is. So there it is, nice and big for you. There's the text box. Because y'all clearly don't know. Oko the enchantment, right? Yeah, sure. Hand's got a lot of mana in it, but like it's got a once upon a time. Or like a Scavenging Ooze here, or Wicked Wolf or something. Perfect. We should try it anyways. Fair. I feel like whenever people point out that they think people in paper Magic are cheating, I feel like we should make those people just spend like 20 minutes in Twitch chat. Because if you spend 20 minutes in Twitch chat, you'll realize how many people just misread cards or like don't know what the cards they play with all the time actually do. And you'll realize that most mistakes you see happen at paper tournaments are just because people are careless and not paying attention, not because they're cheating. Hey, Wolfwood, thanks for the 14 months. Hope you're having a great day wherever you are. Welcome back. Wow, way to murder my goose. You just got to pack for the Felidar Guardian, pack for Vizier. I don't understand why you're not packing for Vizier. Rest in peace, Scavenging Ooze. How about Fortified Village? Feeling kind of dead here. Unlike last game where when they had a lot going on, we also had a lot going on. We're kind of running out of resources here. Live like a treasure cruise into stuff. We're gonna have a hard time keeping up here. I guess Fabled, I said Fabled Passage felt weird out of their deck last game, but Fabled Passage does actually help them fuel Treasure Cruise, doesn't it? I mean, the Wolf's a clock, but like, if they play Thing in the Ice, I just lose, right, Steric? So I think I'm supposed to hold back the Wolf. Now, you could argue I'm supposed to play Avacyn this turn instead of playing the Goose and attacking. Could see that being accurate. But it's just like, Wolf is my last resource, so like hoping to be aggressive with it and have that work out, I think is a mistake. I'm gonna get Mystic disputed and I'm gonna cry. Ooh, that's exciting. Oh no. Oh no. That's real greedy. If we had a Veil there, they get completely savaged. Hey, thanks for the 8 months, Bernash. I appreciate the 2/3 of a year. I assume they're flipping thing here and then we're dead. I mean, they got the upside of killing one of my food there. Just like, the downside is they like lose their thing and I draw a card, so like. Alright, second verse, same as the first, a little bit louder and a whole lot worse. Is this the Mystic Dispute? Feels bad, man. I'm not really surprised at how good anything is in this format. Like, I don't go into formats with like unreasonable expectations. It's the thing that surprised me the most about Pioneer is how many people who are functionally really good Magic players prove time and time again that they don't understand that the power level of everything is contextual to the format in which it's being played. And they try to apply things from other formats that are not relatable and have completely different power levels to what to expect from something completely new. People love to try and evaluate cards in a vacuum, and it just doesn't work that way. Can you add a deck to the queue with a 1-point shilling bump? No. That is why it doesn't say add a deck to the queue. It says bump a deck in the queue. If I don't vacuum my cards, how will I clean them? Asking the important questions. I don't know. It's really easy to like try and take past examples and apply them forward because it like lets you skip out of that hard work thing I always talk about that's unavoidable if you're trying to figure out things in Magic. So like, people are inherently adverse to doing hard work, but it leads them to having worse card evaluations. People are often afraid to say they don't know something rather than just be like, I don't know, let's wait and see. No Flame Burst. Some cards are really trivial to program, I would imagine. I lost my win it into the top 8 in the challenge, the Blue Red Octopus. Long live the Octopi. Bogles. I've got Aether Gust and Night of Autumns. Brazen Borrower is technically a card in this matchup too, isn't it? Alright, hopefully on the back of being a little bit aggressive here, we're going to be able to win this game. Especially with this Mana Confluence. I believe my exact words about Once Upon a Time were, whatever this card is pre-ordering for, it's not enough. I stand by that assessment. It proved to be true, right? That card went way up. Got into Mythgard after watching a big Ragak on YouTube. Will there be more Mythgard in the future? There will be. So you can always find my schedule on my website, which includes not only when I am live, but what I am playing when. And at a minimum through the end of the year, we're doing 2 days of Mythgard a week. I've got a sponsorship deal set up with the Mythgard folks that will be doing that at a minimum. And then, once that runs out after December, we'll evaluate how much Mythgard we want to continue doing after that based on what sub feedback looks like. Thanks for the 8 months, Axe. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. What do I want to cut here? It's probably Scavenging Ooze, right? It's mostly a Grizzly Bear here. Teferi Time Raveler is probably a little medium. Actually, is Oko medium? I guess Oko makes an immense amount of pressure. Yeah, I'm going to keep Oko in because he's an immense amount of pressure. I think if my opponent has a good draw, we probably don't have much of a chance in this matchup with the way this deck is configured. YOLO. I dusted most of my collection to build the enchantments deck. The root deck is hilarious. It's my favorite in Mythgard. Right. Was hoping for a breeding pool there, but Botanical Sanctum's an okay second choice. Another Saram. Yep. I guess if they put enchantments on Saram, I can bounce him afterwards. They technically don't lose any card advantage though, because these are going to draw cards, because Saram says whenever you cast an aura equipment, you draw a card. Not only is the mana in 3-color decks kind of medium, Renegade Shep, but if you're playing something aggressive, there's something to be said for just like not caring about your health total. I don't think most decks should be playing 4 mana Confluence, but like 1 to 2 is like relatively fine. People also play the Pain lands, and like it's not that different from a Pain land a lot of the time. This is probably something I show on stream a couple of times every winter season, by the way, but I haven't done it yet. If you live in Illinois or most other states that get snow in the United States, you probably have a map like this. This is the winter road conditions in Illinois. And this site's very valuable. This site I'm confident that it saved my life on multiple occasions. Don't drive if the roads are purple. Stay safe if you're in central or northwestern Illinois. Blue's not bad. Pink is passable. Don't drive on purple. Stay home. Stay home or wait to leave wherever you're at. If you Google getting around Illinois or Illinois winter road conditions, you'll find that website. They update it like every 15 minutes while there's snow out. Not all other states have a version of the site that's as good as Illinois. Illinois is one of the best ones, but most of the Midwestern states, at least that I've driven through, have some variation of that website. I'm literally in the center of the purple in northwestern Illinois. Stay safe. I am not. It's currently blue where I'm at. And I was lucky. There was 0 snow on the ground. It was just raining still. It hadn't gotten below freezing this morning when I left to take Jake to school, or to take Declan to school. Jake takes the bus, and then it should be all cleared up by the time I need to go pick D up tonight. You're like the only reason I still use Twitch. I love this channel. Thanks, Katrin. Not having another blue source here is like a real beating. I think I'm just tempoing this thing again, since I have another bounce spell anyways. So we're just gonna like do that and attack them for 3. Like, they're technically not losing card advantage on this because their thing lets these auras draw cards when they cast them, but I definitely don't want to get beat down. They're finally just like, enough of this, I'm playing my Hexproof creature. Does Google Maps not just pull their data? I'm actually kind of surprised Google Maps doesn't have that built in. I don't think I forgot to plus, did I? Yeah, I totally forgot to plus while we were talking. It's a big deal. I could have bounced this again. Yeah, I want to concede. Let's try game 3 on the play. I'm a little annoyed with myself that I missed my plus while we were talking. Another thing that also kind of surprised me when I was traveling a lot, something that actually I wrote my own Python tool to do at one point, is from what I could find searching around on the internet, there aren't any web services or services in general for weather that lets you plug in a travel itinerary to pull up the weather for all the places you're traveling through. Like, if I'm driving from like the middle of Illinois to Columbus, Ohio, like having the ability to like plug that trip into a website and like have it pull up the weather over the course of a day for like every city in between the 2 points is like super valuable. I'm surprised more places don't do that. There isn't a place that like does that for you. Well, that's super unfortunate. Sometimes once upon a time is not a thing. I could be greedy here and take the second Night of Autumn and just hope to draw a land, but I think I'm going to be conservative and take the second Goose here. Happy Monday, Zothar. So it might seem counterproductive to sack a food to play another Goose, but because I have Oko coming up, which is going to start pumping out a lot of food, I think I just want to get both Geese into play ASAP here. Now that looks like an elk to me, so everybody just come and see it's a +1, not a -3. How'd this get past WotC's R&D? Hey, here's a concept you've heard. 20 million 3/3 elks emerge, but no matter how full the board might be, it'll feel so empty without me. Na 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 na. Dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. Do I know the rap by heart? I do. I have a very good memory for musical lyrics. I think I'm supposed to do this. They only have 2 cards left in their hand. Just kill all that glitters here. I mean, on the outside shot that my opponent does not have another enchantment here, we've stabilized the board. I have an Armadillo Cloak here. Yep. Unflinching Courage gives it first strike, trample, lifelink. I'm going to let Oko die on this attack. Hey, General Iroh, thanks for the 7 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Huh? Mr. Bips coming in hot with that 5 months of tier 2 support. I appreciate that next level. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. How do we feel about shock this in Wicked Wolf the Warrior, and then next turn we can play Broko out and start making food to fuel the Wicked Wolf? I think it's a good line, and we can start like throwing the Wicked Wolf under this Glade Cover Scout, and like maybe it can grow to a point where it can like handle it. If we can dodge like another All That Glitters and a what's it called? Ethereal Armor. Triple block. Triple block doesn't do anything. They first strike down 2 of my things. This is only a 2/1. So that, an untapped land tier is actually very good because it allows me to play this, make a food, and then with Gilded Goose, I can sack the food to Spell Queller and Enchantment if they play something scary, or I can use these 2 to make another food with the Gilded Goose. So in a pretty okay spot here. I think I'm actually okay with that. I think this Wicked Wolf is just going to get to a point where that just doesn't matter. And I think I'm just going to turn that, like, this thing's going to eat all the food eventually anyways. So I'm just going to turn this into a 5/5 to save Oko the most loyalty here. Because this thing has trample, so the extra damage is going to trample over and hit Oko here. So Wolf will absorb 5, Oko will take 1 and go to 5. They'll gain some life. They're down to 1 card here. On the back of Spell Queller, like, our average card draw, the average card in our deck is definitely better than the average card in their deck at this point. It could be, feels like anyone's game at the moment. What's going on, Gittle? We are in fact going to ride the bus later today. Seat belts, everyone. Cartouche doesn't matter. Enchanted creature has +1/+1 to Vigilance. If it enters the battlefield, if you cast it during your main phase, enchanted creature gains life link until end of turn. Again, just don't really care about these, right? Like, this is gonna let their thing attack into Wicked Wolf this turn, but then the Wicked Wolf is going to be able to kill this again next turn. So I'm saving the Spell Queller for an All That Glitters or an All That Glitters or an Ethereal Armor, because those are the 2 really scary ones at this point. So if they want to attack this in, I'll throw the Wicked Wolf in front of it, and they'll end up dealing 1 damage to me here again. So we'll make a food. We'll sack 2 foods. This will be a 7/7. Oh yeah, Griff Spoon would be another one we need to Spell Queller. Accurate. This is Pioneer. It should be a party wagon. Oregon Trail style. I've always enjoyed the content. Real and honest. May I have a timeout, please? We got you, Bolo. Thanks for the 10 months. I appreciate you keeping me around. Well, I'm just going to let this wolf grow out of control real quick. So, another wolf's actually a pretty good draw here, too. Because it'll let us grow up 2 wolves really quickly, and then eventually start attacking with one of them. Is there a place you like to go to keep up on current events? I follow a specific subset of people on Twitter that are very reasonable. Using Twitter as an RSS feed is a very reasonable use for it. Interacting with other people on Twitter sucks, but using it as an RSS feed is great. There's a lot of various news subreddits that are good. Sorry, a lot of people probably don't know what an RSS feed is. A list of articles, basically. We might make enough food here. We might make enough food here that, We actually don't need to counter an ethereal armor. We can just counter flying. Now, keeping lands in your hand for bluffing purposes is almost always wrong, especially in a deck like this where, like, for example, I'm using all my mana each turn with these Gilded Geese, and I could draw a Once Upon a Time into like an expensive creature and want to like make food Once Upon a Time and play an expensive creature all in the same turn. So the downside of not having enough mana is really high. Hexproof is a great design. It's something. And I'm not cracking any of this food for life, because if I find another Wicked Wolf, we're going to want to get 2 Wicked Wolves bigger than this. None of their stuff has reach, right? So it's just like a way to kill them in the air. Yeah, if you are confident that there's nothing in your deck that punishes you for not playing your land out, then feel free to hold a single land. But usually people forget. Whether or not you can hold the land to bluff and not get punished is something you should figure out before you're playing your match. You could use the Borrower as a trick to kill the Scout. I mean, the Scout's dead if it attacks, right? Like, I've got plenty of stuff on the Wicked Wolf here. Alright, Brazen Borrower. Your 12-turn beatdown begins. I mean, I'm pretty sure with my food count, all that glitters doesn't let them kill my glade cover, doesn't let them kill my wolf, right? Like I have 12, 13, 14 food. This is a 21. No, I don't want to hold this. I want to kill them. The goal here is to end this game, chat. Morning, Wee McGee. I mean, I think I'm actually going to take their Saram here, right? Is my plan. Like, my Oko has infinite loyalty at this point. I might as well just be up at 2-2. Like, they can have 3 more life, whatever. Oh, that's a sick line. I've already done it, so I missed it. But yeah, that's a sick line. Trade the knight, bounce it with Borrower. Definitely did not see that one. Wow, that was sick. This deck seems sweet. My match against Phoenix, I think we made some mistakes in. We also got kind of medium unlucky in the 3rd game. Core of good cards is great, turns out. Turns out putting a bunch of good cards in your Magic deck leads to winning games of Magic. Weird. Who'da thunk it? We've not flipped an Avacyn. I don't know that Avacyn's correct to the top end. That's the one card in the 75 that I just like, you know. I just wanted to play Avacyn, if I'm being honest. Everything under the Avacyn seems great. Gross. That's really unfortunate, because, like, while we want a land, I also want a blue land, so, like, this hand still needs to draw a land. Yeah, I guess Goose kinda counts. I agree with that. Avacyn's an incredibly sweet card. Yeah, the current standard format is incredibly high powered. Definitely agree there. Angel of Grace or Tollsmere. I don't hate the idea of Tollsmere. I like that Tollsmere is another Flame Tongue Kavu, like a card that comes into play that is a creature and kills one of their creatures. And Tollsmere's very good with Wicked Wolf, huh? Because it lets Wicked Wolf fight two things when it comes into play as an indestructible thing. Tollsmere sounds worth trying. I think that's a good suggestion. Wow. Way to kick my goose over. So we'll attack before we play spells here. Because if I attack first, they're not going to block. So I can make this a 3-3. And then post-combat, we'll go Forest, Gilded Goose, second Scavenging Ooze. Disco Stew Forever. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Hope you're having an excellent Monday wherever you are. Thanks for shipping your Bezo bucks this way this month. Ojutai. I do have a soft spot for Ojutai. Oh man, I drafted up a copy of Bant Arcades for Modern last night for a build-around submission. And Orator of Ojutai is just like unreal sweet in that archetype. My flying wall of omens, please. Shouldn't the goose be able to fly after its push? So it's not the fall that kills you on the fatal push, it's the actual push itself. It's a throat punch that pushes you into the fall that's lethal. Siege Rhino. Bum 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 bum. Gratis, thank you for the 7 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Pioneer, whatever format we're playing. I don't know. Did I say historic? I probably said historic. I think tower defense ends up being win more a lot of the time in decks like that. Oko is oppressive. I don't know. I feel like people who are writing off all of the problems of the current format on Oko are kind of scapegoating Oko. I feel like Oko, while he is an incredibly powerful card, is drawing hate that he doesn't necessarily deserve. There are a number of factors that are contributing to the current standard format not being ideal. Oko once, lots of one-mana acceleration, Nissa, Hydrate Crisis. Format development is a very complex topic, and there's a lot of moving parts that go into making something good, bad, or busted. Wicked Wolf. Green just has the best everything at the moment. Yeah, Oko's a talking point. Oko's an easy meme. What 2 cards would I like to see banned in Pioneer today? I would like Once Upon a Time to be banned. I don't think I have anything other than Once Upon a Time on my current list of things I would like to see removed from this format. If I block like this and they have double removal, I just get slaughtered, right? But if they I block like this and they have double removal, my Avacyn's gonna live next turn, so I think that's fine. Yeah, Honestly, I want Once Upon a Time banned just because it's awful for deck building. Like, Once Upon a Time makes building Magic decks boring. Here's the process of every green deck in every format where Once Upon a Time is legal. You build the deck you want to play, and then you cut 2 sweet cards and 2 lands, and you play 4 Once Upon a Time. Abzan Charm. This card is sick. I think this card's super playable. This card is lit AF, fam. That's an 8-9, chat. Well, they did have 2 removal spells, and it was way worse for us than I was expecting. Everything went worse than anticipated. Alright, you know, you win some, you lose some. If you'd have told me I'd be unsummoning Siege Rhinos today, I'd have laughed at you, but, you know, here we are. I don't make the rules, I just play them. As you will. Don't mind me. Just over here unsummoning Siege Rhinos. Just good honest work. Am I crazy for thinking the Phoenix deck should be splashing green? They should. In fact, Caleb Durward was playing a green splash Phoenix deck that looked very good, very well put together. Now that looks like an elk to me, so everybody just come and see it's a +1, not a -3. How to get past Watsy's R&D. Hey! Wait. Would I like their Courser? You made that? What if I made that? What if I made that? Man, still not a land on top. Hashtag never lucky. So their hand right now is Siege Rhino, and then some cards I don't know. We could worry about getting burned out by these Siege Rhinos, but Oko's just hanging out making food over here. Scavenging Ooze is going to eat some stuff too. So feeling like we're in a pretty good spot. Ding, ding, ding. And I attacked with my 3/3. Are Pioneer deck submissions and build around still 50? They are 50 still. Pioneer deck submissions are going to remain at 50 until I get back down to 12 decks in the queue. 12 Pioneer decks is like a little bit more than a week's worth of Pioneer decks, so. Tier 3 subs are currently still able to submit Pioneer decks, so if you're interested in submitting something for less than $50, you are welcome to increase your sub tier, because my tier 3 subs are great. Buy their stuff. That's why I went to tier 3, gotta get that workaround. Yep. Tier 3 is good value if you're someone who's going to submit a deck every month anyways. Jaeger, thanks for the half a year. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one. I think voice is pretty okay in this format. We played Voice of Resurgence with Risen Reef, and it was kind of awesome. There's so many sweet decks we've played already that I just haven't had time to get back to, but the Voice of Resurgence Risen Reef deck is definitely sweet. If you missed that one, it's up on the YouTube channel. Q is going to be above 12 for a long time. It is. It is going to be above 12 for a while. I agree with that assessment. Because there's still people adding more decks at 50 as well. Blood Baron of Vizkopa. Does that look like an elk to anybody else? Thanks for the 15 months, the real boop. Looks like an elk to me. Looks like an elk to me. Do I even care? Would I rather elk the Siege Rhino? I guess they could randomly gain life, and then I get smorked by this, so. I guess I have Brazen Borrower, though. Huh? Is Esper Charm Pioneer legal? Is that one? I'm like drawing a blank here. Is that one Pioneer legal? No, I didn't think so, right? I think Abzan and Sultai Charm are probably playable in this format. I didn't think so. Abzan and Sultai Charm are probably super playable. I would love a Veil of Summer here. I'm not sure if I want Aether Gust. I think I want Deccan Stone. Do I want Scavenging Ooze here? Is it Charm's great? Sorry, I was thinking about the 3-mana Charms. Like, obviously, Is it Charm is playable. One seeing play in a ton of cards. Jamoka's Command is great. The power level of this format is much lower than other older formats. A lot of them are good. Yeah, Teferi's maybe a little meh. I probably don't want to draw multiple of this card. I think I want to keep some of him in, because, like, the tempo he generates is good. And he's very good with Spell Queller. Yeah, I could see Golgari Charm being good. If I just, like, cut all of these and bring in these Deccan Stones. This seems fine. Dimir Charm. Dimir Charm's okay. Abzan Charm's got a lot of modes on it. Playable. I'm a sucker for playable combat tricks. That card definitely meets that checkbox. Mardu Charm. It's 2/1/1s, deal 4 to something. And what's the third mode? Oh, Duress. Oh, it's instant speed Duress. Yeah, Mardu Charm's probably good too. Charming Prince is real bad. I disagree with that. In fact, the Party Bus deck we're playing later today has 4 copies of Charming Prince in it. Yeah, we've got 2 more Pioneer decks coming up after this one. This is match 5 of this deck. We have Esper Approach and Esper Party Bus as the next 2 decks today. Yeah, it's fine. Wants to draw some lands, but we're on the draw. Let's do it. Bring back Oko's Abs to the card viewer. The Ensoul deck is sweet. Sweet is a good descriptor. I would kind of be surprised if it's good. But sweet is an apt descriptor. You think Oko's at risk for banning in Pioneer? I do not. I think Oko is an appropriate power level card for this format. The aggro decks in this format have much better tools than they have in Standard. It's had a lot of 5-0s. We don't objectively know what's had a lot of 5-0s. Remember, chat, we don't know when something posts a 5-0, how many times that same deck failed to 5-0 otherwise. It's possible for a deck to post a 5-0 result on Magic Online and actually have a very bad win rate. Be cautious with incomplete data. Don't make bad assumptions. Ban list speculation for today. I think they're going to change something. I think something will change. I have no idea what, but I think something will change. I'm hoping they just like are reasonable and ban Once Upon a Time. That would be my hope. I hope that Once Upon a Time does not survive today. I agree with you, Don. I think this would be, if you look at the number of green decks in general, there's a lot of them. Forget Freeman. Thank you for the 3/4 of a year. Welcome back. I appreciate it. When I get 4-0, I drop my next game so my deck isn't found and Once Upon a Time isn't banned and I still make money. That's a decision. You think something from Phoenix is going to get banned? I disagree with that. I would be surprised if the Phoenix deck's a problem. I'm going to take the threat here. Like, having an untapped land this turn might be nice, but I think it's just like, I want as much card quality as I can here. Nexus is bad gameplay. I could see them banning something from the Nexus deck from the position of this just isn't something that we want to be happening in our format. I agree. I really hope they share very clear data if they end up banning Digger Cruise, because in my experience playing the format so far, those cards have not felt overbearing and they're really fun to cast. They're just sweet cards. But I'm just like on 0 bits of gas. I think if they do nothing here, I'm going to flash in Brazen Borrower. Leave Dig alone. What did Dig through time ever do to you? Alright, so we'll flash this in. And then we'll untap Wicked Wolf, eat this Rider, smack them for 5 down to 12. Because they're going to lifelink for 2 off this Murderous Rider. We're talking about Pioneer currently, forget Freeman. I agree that Once Upon a Time should definitely go in Standard 2, but we're talking, there's a Pioneer update today. Pioneer Mondays, chat. Every Monday, lots of Pioneer updates. I don't have to justify my references to you, Marty. That's a Gaia's Wrath. You love to see it, chat. You love to see it. Huh? I'm pretty sure I was greedy. Oh, I put basics in my deck? That's so exciting. That's so exciting. I love basic lands, chat. Basic lands are great. Buy their stuff. Oh, I could have done that in response. But then I get Kaya's Wrath, so that's probably not good. Oh, you know what? This is a mistake here, too. I should have put a stop on their draw step. If I put a stop on their draw step, I could have bounced this. No, that doesn't do anything, right? Because they just replay it. Never mind. Did not make a mistake. Played perfect. Magic's great. I'm great. That's not Aether Gust. Is an accurate summary. Yeah, the core of this deck is very good. I think Wicked Wolf is an underexplored card in this format. Wicked Wolf and Mutavault, I think, are both currently not played enough in proportion to how good they are. Just end their whole career here, shall we? Sky Zero runs the world. Thanks for the 5 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. This format needs more Mantis Riders. There's probably a really sweet Mantis Rider, Archangel Avacyn, Brazen Borrower deck in this format. So, Avacyn, I'm playing in response to the sweeper here. When she comes into play, gives all my stuff indestructible. What decks support Mutavault in this format? A lot of the 2 and 1 color decks. So, Zombies, the blue-red deck we've been playing a bunch of. Yeah, you can play like a Jeskai Flash deck with like Spell Queller too. Like Spell Queller, Mantis Rider, Brazen Borrower, Archangel Avacyn. Sounds great. I think there was a deck similar to that in the deck dump. Mono Blue Devotion, I think, can support some Mutavaults. I've been watching this stream for a month now. I have enough fun bucks to bump a deck by 1 point. I'm starting to think the best way to go ahead here is with dollar bills. Listen, Bob, I had someone cash in enough fun points to bump a deck by 10 points today. So very clearly, you just haven't been watching enough. So we hit the 4-1 with our one loss being a close set against Blue-Red Phoenix. I don't know that I really change anything in here. Like you can tweak the details in the sideboard for like what you want to try and beat and what you can't beat. And I'm at 30k still. Yep. The core of this deck is very good. I think a lot of people have been trying out Oko in this format, but I don't think enough people have been playing Wicked Wolf alongside Oko here. I think this card is very, very good in this format. Removal in general in this format tends to be a little bit weak, and there is not a lot of playable exile removal in this format, which makes Wicked Wolf incredibly, incredibly strong. So if you're looking for a sweet kind of mid-rangey deck, I think this definitely slots into that kind of thing. Other things you could try if you're not sold on Archangel Avacyn, which I think she's okay. I'd play some more games with her. Flying creatures are very good in this format. You could try 4-mana Gideon in here as well, but I would probably play at least one more set with Archangel Avacyn to confirm that I didn't want her before just cutting her. Any thoughts on the results of Mythic Championship Oko? I mean, like, no. There were no surprises. All right, we got 2 more Pioneer decks coming up here today. As always, once we finish our second deck, I need to go ahead and swap some cards with my sponsor. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick ad roll here. While we take 2 or 3 minutes and swap some cards around. We've got Esper Approach the Second Sun, as well as Esper Party Bus coming up as our last 2 decks today. So we're going to get some lumbering battlements going on. So